Welcome back trackside once again, race fans, here to the Turn 3 Racing Network tonight. The NASCVR fires things off for the final round in the 4-week mini-season behind the wheels of these Gen 6 machines. The Drift King, Jacob Drift, eyeballing the mini-season championship. Will he become our third season champion? So far, we've still got 2 more rounds with 2 different cars coming at you in the next few weeks. But first, we gotta get through tonight's championship 250, track temperature 95 degrees. Drivers shaking down the cars for the final time here in happy hour. Before we head trackside for your national anthem and starting the lineup, let's take a look at how things shook out earlier here tonight. Walking away with the U.S. Veterans Pole Award behind the wheel of the 08 Greg Thompson. Gonna put his Chevy at the front of the field. Andrew Moore, Mark Ackerman with a great qualifying effort. Larry Bruner, how about Jacob Drift with the top 5? Scott Wise just inside the top 15. Dakota Bailey all the way back in 18th. We'll see if that 24 moves towards the front of the field here tonight. So a fast-paced show coming at you. 94 laps around the corner. We're going to take just a short promotional commercial break. Head trackside for your national anthem, so don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be back with all your green flag action right here from Talladega Super Speedway.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly wailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
And just like that flyover finish, drivers make their way to the starting grid, and we're going to fire things off here tonight with the National Association of Stock Car Virtual Racing's Masters of the Draft Championship 250 right here from Talladega Super Speedway. And as you hear that music in the background, you know it's time to run down tonight. Starting a lineup here from Talladega Super Speedway, starting inside row number 1, snatching the U.S. Veterans Pole Award behind the 08 Greg Thompson. Andrew Moore in the 77 will start just to his outside with Mark Ackerman and Larry Bruner back in row number 2. Row number 3 here tonight, the Drift King. Year Gen 6 points leader coming into tonight's race, Jacob Drift. Landon Lacey in the 54. Just to his outside, Andrew Moraz and Jimmy Ford, the 33. Starting outside, row number 4 and row number 5 tonight, the 74 of Zach Alanin, followed by the 12 of Dylan Picklesider. Patrick Langley, William Britton back in row 6. Row number 7 tonight from Talladega belongs to Joe Wells and Scott Wise. Anthony Henley and Jim Thorndike in row 8. Row number 9, Daryl Johnson and Dakota Bailey. Travis Gilbert, Hal Likens round out your top of 20. Gregory Thurlow, Brandon Browning back in row 11. Row number 12 here tonight, David Duke and Sam Taylor. Rest of the field run down like this: Mark Willett, Dusty White, Bowman Pendergast, Michael Eden, Darren Mack, and Richard Smith will finish out the 30-car field here tonight. So as drivers make their way off of 4, music fades in the background, and more gonna let these drivers unleash the beast, nail the loud pedal, and get racing here tonight. Championship on the line. Who's gonna get it done? We're gonna find out in just a few short moments. And away we go. Green flag flies for the first time here tonight from Talladega Super Speedway. Oh, one driver in the ball in the back. In the back already here tonight. Trouble for Michael Hayden. Looks like we've got drivers already bailing, heading to the back. I believe that's going to be the 3 and Joe Wells. Yes, it is. Wells says that. Heading to the back. I'll see you at the end. Meanwhile, 3 wide for second position. Going to be a short leader. 3 wide battle. 54 Old Spice Machine had a look to the outside. Lacey going to bring it back to that middle lane. Looks like we've got the high side rolling here. That's going to be the 12 of Dylan Picklesider. I believe. What is that behind him? That's going to be the 64 of William Britton. Yes, it is William Britton. Up on the high side, working up 3rd lane. Long way to go, a lot of miles ahead of these masters of the draft as they chase down the championship. Checkered flag here from Talladega Super Speedway. 2 wide at the front, 3 wide mid-pack. Let's take a look, watch some of this action unfold again. The 64 maintaining that high groove. Went to the bottom, brings Travis Gilbert back to the top. Big wiggle out of Gilbert. Gilbert all sorts of out of shape. 3 very distinct lines early here tonight, all packed up at Talladega Super Speedway. Moved from the bottom to the top. 4, Jacob Drift. He's going to look to get to the front of the field. Nice and orderly at the front. Top 5. Single file. So with 3 laps behind us, we'll drop that tummy scoring back to the left-hand side of your screen, which you find and follow along with your favorite driver in the field here tonight. Jim Thorndike going to put that 96 to the high side. Now the 54 says, I want a piece of the action. Landon Lacey going to go lead that 3rd lane, making some headway. Your top 4 loving what they see as the guys behind them jockey for position, trying to outmaneuver each other. 3 wide racing behind your top 4, slipping away. Only 90 laps remaining this time by. Still a very long way to go here tonight from Talladega Super Speedway. As we've already mentioned, Jacob Drift and that Drift King and the number 14 second car outside the lane jockeying for positions. He's got to secure the championship with a solid top 10. If he can walk away with the top 10, nobody's going to be able to do anything, even with leading the most laps. Fast lap, as well as the points for winning the race. Jacob Drift looking to just have a solid night here tonight from Talladega. And I would expect to see a little more of the 3-wide action that we're already seeing here tonight at Talladega from what we've seen last week at Atlanta. Yes, Atlanta's, since the repave runs like a super speedway, you race it just like a super speedway, but the room, just not so lenient, maybe? Is that the word I'm looking for? When it comes to 3-4 wide pack racing here at Talladega Super Speedway, very large racing surface, very wide. Drivers can easily go 3 wide, 4 wide at times. Gotta hold the wheel tight, get your elbows out, but it can be done. Andrew Moraz gonna come across the line to lead the lap here tonight, become our new race leader from Talladega Super Speedway. 3rd leader of the night already. A little dust up with the outside wall win, and Lacey's got to save the car. Lacey with a moment, and he's going to drop out of this lead trap. 3 wide for your top spots as we run down the backstretch and into turn number 3. Once again, everybody chasing after your new race leader behind the wheel of the 22. Andrew Moraz shows the way. Beautiful sight of these drivers coming through the trial. You can see 2, 3, 4 wide. 74. Gonna put him 4 wide for just a moment. Wouldn't think that these guys have over 85 laps remaining here tonight. The way they're mixing it up on the track, everybody jockeying for position. And we got trouble. Trouble on the backstretch. Trouble on the backstretch, but somehow we keep it headed in the right direction. We're going to stay green flag racing here on the field. Trouble back in the pack. Halfway down the backstretch, smoke flies. Drivers go across the track. That's definitely going to stretch out the field. The caution flag will fly. Caution flag will fly. Debris on the backstretch is what we're hearing. To see if we can't cue up what happened here on the backstretch where it all went wrong. Dylan Picklesheimer, Dakota Bailey, both having issues on the backstretch. So let's take a look at the replay. 3, 4 wide, there it is. Contact, trouble. And Picklesheimer goes around the 74, gonna catch the back end of the 24. Hard hit for that 12 of Picklesheimer. The Denton Wizard, he's going to need a Denton Doctor here after caution number 1. That's going to bring us back to the front of the field with your race leader, Andrew Moore, snatching that top spot away from Greg Thompson in the opening laps. Andrew Moraz grabbed the race lead for just a moment. Now Moore back to the point. Handful of drivers gonna head to pit road this time around. More Mrazboard, Thorndyke, Ackerman, Driftwise, Gilbert, Taylor, Langley, Britton, Johnson, Likens. You know what? Almost the entire field. Your top 6 gonna stay out all track. Greg Thompson, David Duke, Brandon Browning, Larry Bruner, Anthony Handley, and Landon Lacey. Your top 6 gonna stay out on the track. It's gonna separate them with the fuel strategy just a little bit. Will we see these top 6 drivers trying to work with each other, trying to stay packed up to give themselves the best opportunity should we see those green flag pit stops here tonight from Talladega Super Speedway and the Masters of the Draft Gen 6 Championship 250. First caution, get a fly back on lap number 8 here tonight for the Masters of the Draft Championship 250. Handful of drivers. The handful of drivers going to stay out. Majority of the field does come to pit road, pick up some fuel. Handful of drivers electing to massage the fenders. Johnson, Helene, and Langley, Wells, all back down pit road to top off the fuel tank. We'll see the peace sign for the boss man in the flag stand. 1 to go this time around. Good friend pulling pace car duties here tonight, coming up from Mobile, Alabama. So, home state native, getting to drive the pace car here tonight at Talladega Super Speedway. Our very own Geo Snow behind the wheel here tonight. I'm going to give a big shout out to the boss man at the flag stand. Putting in work all season long. What about our drone cam operators? Joe Hugo, Carlos Edgar, and Joshua Norwood out there putting in work. We'll get to some of those great action shots throughout the course of tonight's race. Greg Thompson, one of those drivers that you've had to deal with over the course of the past handful of weeks. Thompson finds himself in a great position. He'll bring us back to the green flag with a Nobility Racing driver just to his outside, 78 of David Duke. They're going to turn this Gen 6 season around. Even though it's the final race of the Gen 6 season, you can set yourself up with a little bit of momentum moving forward into our next 4-week mini season behind the wheel of the Xfinity machines. But we still got to see who has what it takes to walk away with a race win here tonight. Can Jacob Drift rebound and get back inside of that top 15 to secure the championship? We're going to find out in about 80 more laps on the gas as the green flag flies once again here from Talladega Super Speedway. Slow go on the start for the 08. David Duke gonna make hay on the high side. He's going to make a way down to the bottom of the racetrack, take over the race lead, the 25 of Larry Bruner on the high side. We got to give Bruner some sponsors. Looking a little bland out there tonight behind the wheel of that number 25. Could possibly just be some trading paints issues, so we're going to see if we can't get those paints to load up once again for us, but we're going to keep it right here with all your green flag action as we work our way off of 4. Back across the stripe, lap 13 goes on the board. Front of the field looks pretty secure. We're going to jump around just a little bit back here in the pack with the 33 machine. Going to have a good solid night here tonight. Oh, and trouble on the back. Darren Mack with issues. Trouble for Mack making his way around the track. Let's go back. Let's take a quick little look here. 2-3 wide, jockeying for position. You can see that 80 machine. And Mark Willett just into the outside. The 40 drifts up and into the side. Oh my gosh. And we have a combo kickflip aerial. Tony Hawk would be proud. One more look here. My gosh. Darren Mack goes for a ride. They said drive race cars. They said it would be fun. They said they'll have the time of your life. They'll take you places you've never been before. Yeah, a place that he's not looking to visit anymore. Oh my gosh. Much more violent inside the car. Oh my goodness. Big mess. Lap number 13. Caution flag will fly for the second time here tonight from Talladega Super Speedway. And Darren Mack. Man, oh man. I mean. Dave Mirra, Tony Hawk. Throw any of those aerial magicians from the X Games on the list, and that would have made them proud. An unfortunate circumstance turns into an amazing crash highlight reel for the 59 of Mack. But a testament of just how durable, how safe these cars are. Why we seen drivers involved in an early incident? They're running back in the pack once again. Darren Mack already beating the fenders back into place, so we'll see him return to the track. Unfortunately, is going to lose a lap in this exchange. Don't count back out just yet. Vast majority of the field going to stay out under our second caution here tonight. Caution flag will fly on the lap number 13. Field will receive the one to go this time around, and we'll get set to let these machines loose once again here in the Masters of the Draft Championship 250, brought to you by the National Association for Stock Car Virtual Racing, right here on iRacing.com, the world's #1 racing simulator. If you want the best, you gotta join the rest right here on iRacing.com. They've got every form of racing you can think of, from dirt to ovals to stadium truck racing. You like the open wheels? Maybe you're more into the IMSA style. How about Formula One? They've got it all right here on iRacing.com. Tracks and cars scanned within laser millimeter precision. If you want the realest, you got to get a feel for this right here on iRacing.com. Field gonna go back double file. Greg Thompson back to that front row. He's gonna start from the outside lane this time around with the Browning and Hindley back in row 2. Taking a look at drivers that were back to pit lane once again. Handful of them with significant damage sustained. Dylan Picklesheimer still working on his machine. Sam Taylor in the 88. He's going to work on his Chevy for quite a run. Everybody back up to speed. Back behind the pace car once again. Our good buddy Gio Snow going to take that iRacing pace car back down pit road once again. Fans in the stands on their feet as we get set to let them loose. Once again here tonight from Talladega Super Speedway, you're watching the Masters of the Draft. David Duke going to bring us back to the green flag. A little bit of trouble on the back of the pack. You can already see some smoke. That's one driver. Contact with the outside wall. 2-3 wide. I believe that's going to be Jen Thorndike in the 96. Yes, it is. Thorndike trying to make some headway on the high side, but no help from behind. That's going to be a problem. Thorndike going to think better of it. Fall in line behind that 24. Dakota Bailey. So with one lap now behind us after the restart, outside lane with a ton of momentum. Your top 3-4 drivers on that high lane going to clear. And we'll cross the line. Lap number 18 now on board. We'll drop the time back to the left-hand side of your screen. Making their way through 1 and 2. Coming at you out of turn number 2 down the back stretch in a hurry. There's their field. Oh, in trouble! Trouble on the track, and caution will fly. Taylor going to be involved in this one. Handful of drivers going to catch a piece of this action as well. Let's go back and see how it happened. We can see already at the top. Oh, big hit. Big hit for the 88. Broadsiding T-Bone in the 33. My goodness. One more look at it here. We can see just drivers scattering every hard hit for the 54. Big trouble once again here at Talladega Super Speedway. We're going to head back to the front of the field with your race leader, your pole sitter here tonight. But again, back to the front of the field, Greg Thompson. I believe he's going to be coming to pit road. Not 100% sure about that one. May want to stay out there and keep himself clear of any possible carnage. But as these drivers make their way back to the tail end of the pace car, we're going to step away for just a brief commercial break. Come back trackside for green flag action. Don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be back right here from Talladega Super Speedway.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic, real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
And back trackside here, live from Talladega Super Speedway. Under caution for the third time here tonight, early trouble for a handful of drivers. 2 big ones already. A lot of guys in the field with significant heavy damage already. The 14, the Drift King, Jacob Drift, started all the way inside of your top 5, now sits back in 24th, looking for a top 10 to secure that championship for this 4-week Gen 6 mini season. Drift with an uphill battle on his hands. 30 drivers took to the starting grid. for tonight's Masters of the Draft Gen 6 Championship 250. We have still got 28 out on the track, but only 26 remain on the lead lap as drivers make their way off of turn number 4. Side by side, ready to go. Heads down. Goes up. They're going to pull the belts tight once again and get back. The green flag of racing conditions. Lap number 20 behind us. We're going to put 22 on the board this time around. Into the restart zone we roll, and away we go. Green flag flies as Greg Thompson drops the hammer. Things looking a little bit calmer here on this latest restart, halfway down the backstretch. Lap number 22 on the board. Mark looking to bring that Monster Energy machine to the front of the field, looking to put the Toyota at the front for the first time here tonight. Help from the 94. Behind him, Alan White is looking to get his way into a podium position. Going to have it for the moment. Scott Wise right in tow as Ackerman going to utilize the momentum drop to the bottom of the racetrack, take over the race lead. 2-3 wide racing behind him, and it looks like Joe Wells has again said, "I've seen enough," and he's going to dive to the apron and head to the back. You can see in that shot, a handful of drivers with damage, but still at the front of the field. Dylan Picklesheimer from the top to the bottom, back to the top two team, and that did Wizard number 12 machine. Third car, back on the high orange, run down Scott Wise. As we enter turn 3, we'll drop the timing and scoring back to the left-hand side of your screen. Let you find it following on with your favorite driver in the field here tonight. We want to take this moment and opportunity to thank each and every one of you for joining in with us here tonight, tuning in and turn it up. Here with the Turn 3 Racing Network. While you're here, while you're at it, while you're watching some great restricted blade action, be sure to drop these drivers from the side. Heating up here on lap number 25. Dakota Bailey's had enough of being in the back. He takes it to the high side, up and around it, drops to that middle lane. A lot of jockeying for position. Up the track goes the 94, and the 54 goes flying. You've seen it happen right before your eyes. Look like an early block gone bad. We're going to take one more look at it here. Not much of an explanation needed for that. When you seen it all happen, you seen it all take place right before your eyes. We're going to take a look back one more time here. And there's a little bit after the fact, 54 flipping all over the racetrack. Comes up, there's the contact with Bailey into the outside wall. 54, nowhere to go. Ejecto-cito comes, and he's going to go to trip on Space Mountain, courtesy of NASA right here in Alabama, Huntsville, Alabama to be a matter of fact. So under caution for the fourth time here tonight, lap number 26 on the board. We're going to step away for just a brief commercial break once again. Don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back live here from Talladega Super Speedway. And backtrack side after paying a few of the sponsor bills. Jamie Lord in the 33 Outdoors Channel Chevy sits at the front of the field. Little bit of strategy play from that 33 and 88 camp. They're going to elect to stay out on the track. The rest of the field all to pit road. Everybody going to have a full fuel cell lined up behind them. And we're going to see who makes their way to the front of the field. Mr. Snow brings the pace car back down pit road. As the boss man of the flag stand gets ready to unleash the beast once again into the Geico restart zone, we roll all the gas and green flag flies once again for the Masters of the Draft Gen 6 Championship 250. You see two distinct separate packs already beginning to develop. Jacob Drift. He's had trouble here tonight. It looks like he's got it. Oh boy. Got it fixed up and it almost all went out the window. Almost contact there between Jim Thorndike and Jacob Drift. Drift gonna fall back now. Reevaluate his move. As we cross the line this time around, lap number 30 gonna go on the board and we'll drop. The time is going back to the left-hand side of the screen once again. Back at the front field to 78. Nobility. Racing driver David Duke. Back inside of your podium positions, up 20 spots from where he qualified. My goodness, he's on a tear. Driver's not satisfied with position, still dropping from the top to the bottom, from the bottom to the top. 3 wide through 3 and 4 this time. Jacob Drift in the middle, but only for a moment. Jim Thorndike can lead this latest lap as the 33 looks to the bottom of the racetrack. Jamie will want to get back to the front of the field. He's got the 78 of David Duke. Right behind him, 22 of Moraz lined up with Thorndike at the top. Too wide with small gaps beginning to develop throughout this field. 0.3 of a second gap back from the two of Travis Gilbert to Brandon Browning. Another gap from Thurlow to Wise. Picklesheimer with a little bit of distance for himself as well. Just past a third of the way through tonight's race as we cross the line. Lap number 32 gonna go all the way. Looks like Thorndike taking a book, taking a page, or well, taking a whole book, you might as well say, out of Dale Earnhardt's Draft Masters class. And that's keeping them up at the high side of the racetrack. You see now drivers dropping from the top down to the bottom of the racetrack. We're going to see if that pays any dividends with the 48 of Brandon Browning. He's got the Haas Automation, number 41 of Anthony Handley right behind him. The fast Ford Mustang. Look at it again towards the front of the field. A little bit of help behind him. As Duke going to bail from the bottom. 3 cars left to deal with this. Looks to be about a 12. Back at the top of the racetrack, 70. Oh my goodness. 71 again, dude. The top to the bottom, back to the top of the racetrack. Gap gonna open up. Browning gonna bail from the bottom. So as things somewhat get a little organized at the top of the racetrack at this front pack, we're going to jump around just a little bit. Let's head back. Let's head back to the front. We've got some crazy action going on up here at the front. 48 of Brandon Browning looking to the high side, looking to the bottom, looking to pick off one at a time, doing all we can to get to the front of this field, but with the numbers just not there. Not sure how that Wonder Bread machine thinks that are going to get there. I mean, everybody lined up at the top. You had help from maybe 2-3 drivers behind you. That is not going to be a significant sustained draft to keep you in touch. And there you can see a gap developing behind that Outdoors channel number 33. Heavy damage on the front end of Brandon Browning's 48 machine. He's able to keep himself in the draft, but you can see right there, he's not wanting to slow the momentum. What that tells me is there is a ton of damage on the front end. You see it crinkled up, beaten, battered, bruised as he tries to work his way to the front. But there you can see the momentum just stalls out. He gets good runs into the corners and through the center of these corners, but just unable to do anything with a long string of cars that are single file at the top of the racetrack. Mark Ackerman right here leading a 3-car pack, looking to run down your top 10. Another second and a half back, you can find the 64 machine of William Britton. He's got a long train of drivers. With him for the moment, Britton sitting in 14th as Al Likens, Darren Mack, Bowman Pendergast, Scott Wise, Larry Bruner, tucked in line or running with him. The Pfizer number 64 looks to work his way to a top 10. We're going to jump. We're going to jump once again back to the front of this field. Let's go back up here. Raz has continued to peak to the high side. We're going to see if he puts that nose to the outside of Thorndike, or if he keeps it tucked in line. Less than 10 laps away from the halfway point here tonight in the Gen 6 Championship. 250 for the Masters of the Draft. Brought to you by the U.S. Veterans Bowl Award. Little Rescue Towing. Saving lap cars one caution at a time. Wise Graphics. As well as Bud Kicker, Mountain Mafia, Kennels, Dale Earnhardt, Chevrolet, Beef Jerky on the limited and out of work. RP. So there it is. You see drivers jockeying for positions, trying to make runs, trying to get something going, trying to make something happen. It did. Well, it's made something happen. It has backfired for a handful of these drivers. David Duke, Jimmy Lord, will fall off of the tail end of this lead 7-car pack. You can see Ackerman just off in the distance right now behind Lord and Duke. 5-car train for your second pack. Long laundry list of drivers back in the third pack. Of Britton, Miles, Browning, Pendergast, Willett, Wells, Hayden. Long 14-lap green flag run here at Talladega Super Speedway. There are stage points on the line. However, we'll keep it green flag racing round. The stage cautions here are the Masters of the Draft, brought to you by the National Association for Stock Car Virtual Racing on iRacing.com. Get your adrenaline fix each and every Thursday night. Find out you can see the air and walk away. Crown the king of the draft. Crown the king of the restrictor plate racing. The Drift King wants to put his name in the conversation We talked about him about 20 laps ago, and he was outside of your top 25. An amazing recovery just to get back where he started, in the 5th position, doing exactly what needs to be done. The Drift King looking to lock up the Gen 6 4-week mini-season championship right here tonight from Talladega Super Speedway. Drivers laying it all on the line, but they gotta be careful right here. Right now, they don't want to give up too much ground. Don't want to give up too much ground too early. And a handful of these guys, they have done just that. They have given up quite a bit of time. That was the 18 of Michael Eden falling off of the lead lap. Wounded Warrior here tonight behind the wheel of the Toyota Camry. The 18 of Eden gonna fall one lap down. Of Dylan Bickelsheimer not going to put up much of a fight to the hefty draft. Blowing his doors off on the high side and trying to sniff a little piece of that draft here. Trying to stay with your lead lap drivers, but it's going to be a short-lived attempt. As we got trouble on the track. 38 of Gregory Thurlow going to go around in his Office Depot Goodwrench service. Number 33 machine. Let's go back. Let's check the replay high above the track here. There we can see positions contested and a hard hit for that 38. One more time, we'll look at it here. There we can see bump from the 64 into Ackerman. Ackerman into the 38. Carnage and chaos ensues from there, and we'll have our 5th caution of the night. Look for race leaders front of the field. The head down in pit road. Almost a 20-lap run in this time. So look for drivers to get that fuel, to get those tires. Get ready for our latest restart. Be able to get a catch up to the tail end of the pace card. We're going to take this opportunity to pay a few more of the bills. You know how it is. You know how it goes. Inflation, you got to pay them to stay on the air. So we're going to step away. Just a brief commercial break. Don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back live from Talladega Super Speedway.
iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics, engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 170,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams. Race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12 Hour. Additional partners include IMSA, World of Outlaws, Supercars, and IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own Indianapolis 500, Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iRacing.com.
And we bring you back live trackside here from Talladega Super Speedway as the field receives the one to go for the boss man in the flag stand. Handful of drivers may have already used that one quick fix, that one fast repair. Coming into tonight's race, a bit of a points battle in this Gen 6 season. The standings, Darrell Johnson sitting in second, William Britton, Andrew Moore rounds out your top four in this Gen 6 championship. Everybody chasing after the Drift King up in the fourth position for the moment, with Moore, your closest, sitting at fifth, just over the halfway point. Things looking good for Jacob Drift to walk away, crown the king of the Gen 6 machines here tonight in the championship 250, and live from Talladega Super Speedway. We're going to get set to go back green flag racing this time by. Drivers will make their way off of turn number 4, double file at the front. Once again, Thorndike will lead Mraz to the line. With the pace car in, drivers await the restart zone, quick to hit the gas, and green flag flies once again, smashing the gas. Gas pedal to the far right, nobody mistaking where it's at. We're going to stay side by side. Closest restart so far here tonight. Trouble! Big trouble at the front, oh boy. Big trouble at the front. We're just going to jump right back to it. Oh my gosh. All sorts of trouble. Jacob Drift bit by this one. Going to take another look at it here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 drivers involved right off the gate. Big trouble here tonight from Talladega Super Speedway. And this could very well have championship implications. we seen back in the distance on the replay the 14 of Jacob Drift slammed into that outside wall. His only hope here is that he has not burned that fast repair just yet. Jacob Drift, there's still too many drivers in the field for a retirement for Drift. That championship may be on the line. And you can see him right there on the high side. No front clip. Doesn't look to be eyeballing pit road either. And he's going to have to bring it to pit road. There's no way he's going to continue. And like clockwork, there it is. He is going to come down pit road with Thorndike out front. Handley, Drift, Browning, Bruner, Land, Wells, Helanen, Thurlow, Mraz, Moore, Taylor, Gilbert, Britton, Likens, Mack, all to pin lane. What started off as a good Gen 6 mini season for Jacob Drift has just kind of fell apart here tonight. One of the few drivers to score 3 top 10s in the 3 Gen 6 races that we've already put in the books. Only Daryl Johnson able to match that. But with the bonus points, the stage points, Jacob Drift able to edge his competition out. Close battle between Johnson and Britton. Daryl Johnson on pit road. Big time troubles here tonight. Britton inside of your top 10. We've seen the 64 have a little bit of trouble here tonight, but fortunately enough not to send them to the rear of this field. So as the field receives the 1 to go, this time around, Scott Wise will bring us back to the green flag. Jamie Lord right beside him with David Duke, Dylan Picklesheimer, Joe's Wells, Anthony Hentley, Jim Thorndike, Andrew Mraz, Greg Thurlow, and Al Likens. Now rounding out your top 10. And if the race were to end right now, looking through the points, the way they would all shake out, Jacob Drift would still be able to walk away with the Gen 6 mini-season championship. Daryl Johnson, the closest man to him, off of the lead lap, listed 4 laps down. With the way it's shaking out right now, William Britton would catapult himself into second and closer to being able to possibly threaten Drift for the championship here tonight. Jacob going to line up in the 16th position, just 6 spots away from that secure, locked in championship performance here tonight from Talladega Super Speedway. Off of turn 4, we'll roll. And we'll drop the hammer once again here tonight from Talladega Super Speedway. Gio has got to go back down pit road. Boss man in the flag stand awaits the field. Long trip back to the restart zone. And green flag flies once again here from Talladega Super Speedway. Wise gets a good jump, but it's not wise. Jump out there too far. Driver's going to get a head full of steam, build the momentum, and look to make short work of that 31 good wrench machine from the field. A little bit of front end damage, and just like that, drivers going to make their way right around on the high side. 33 going to take over the race lead with the 12 of Picklesheimer in tow. Two, three wide front of this field. Drivers mixing it up. Jockeying for positions. The 41 of Anthony Handley says he wants some action. Handley to the front of the field for the first time here tonight. Andrew Morales right on his rear deck lid. The duo. Well, at the front, behind the blue ovals, the fast forwards are going to lead the field back to the stripe. This time around, put lap number 53 on the board, just around the corner from 40 to go. Close quarters racing around that 6th position. Dylan Picklesheimer, Jim Thorndike going at it. Joe Wells, he's played it safe. He's played it smart. And here he is. No damage on the car. Oh, big wiggle up the track. It goes Thorndike. Talk about perseverance. Look at the front end of that 77 machine. Andrew Moore out there with no front clip, looking a little bit like a modified, but with a hood. Running in the 9th position for now, Jacob Drift, just on the cusp of that top 10. That is desperately needed for him to walk away with the championship. Raz going to bail from the top. The Nobility driver, David Duke, looks for the race lead. There's a lot of movement out of these cars. There is a ton of movement out there on the track. And if you don't believe me, let's jump on board real fast. Let's go on board here with a handful of these guys in this lead pack, looking over the hood of the 31 GMC Goodrich, the Chevy Camaro. Scott Wise sitting in 8th. You can see just how much movement is going on from these drivers. There you see one drafting on the high side through the center of the corner. Doesn't work out well. Outside lane, going to lose some ground as Wise shot out of a cannon. He's going to gain a handful of positions. Let's take a look here as Jacob Drift stuck as the man in the middle. He's going to lose a position or two as the Home Depot number 94 looks towards the front of the field. Al Likens looking to make his way inside of the top 10. Greg Thompson, your pole sitter right there to his outside. And the Mac Yak. Woo. Getting a little dicey on the front stretch. Early listed off of, well, we apologize, not Thurlow, Thompson. The brakes giving my brain a little bit of a problem. Thompson listed off of the lead lap, 2 laps down. You see the trouble happening in front, at the front of the field, and it's another big one here at Talladega. Drivers jockeying for positions at the front of the field, and that's all she wrote. Caution flag will fly here on lap number 56. Let's take a look. Browning, Baraz, David Duke, all involved. Let's take one more look here. Scott Wise going to pick up a piece of the action as well. We're going to take one more look high above the track. Let's see if we can't get another vantage point. There's the contact into the outside wall. Ooh, Scott Wise almost had a big one. So that's going to bring the field back to crawl back behind the pace car here, working lap number 57 on the track. Pit road open. We should see drivers to pit lane this time around. The 7th caution of the night as we slow back behind Geo Snow. Once again, want to give a big shout out to all of the workers behind the scenes that make things kick off and go off without a hitch. Want to give a big shout out to our drone operators in the field here tonight. Joe Hugo, Carlos Edgar, Joshua Norwood, all coming up, all helping out here tonight from Talladega Super Speedway. And they have been pretty busy in trying to bring you all of the replays, all of the carnage and chaos that has ensued here tonight, just around the corner from the 2/3 mark. Less than 40 laps now remain. Dusty White in the 27 going to receive the lucky dog. He's going to get himself back onto the lead lap. The list of drivers back behind pit wall already at the haulers grows a little longer after this latest one. David Duke in the 78 going to go behind pit wall. He'll join Travis Gilbert, Dakota Bailey, Landon Lacey, Patrick Langley, and Richard Smith listed out of tonight's race. Darrell Johnson still soldiering on, 4 laps down into 25th position, but the laundry list of drivers that have had trouble here tonight continues to grow. Just under 35 laps remaining here as Anthony Handley going to bring the field back to the green flag. Jacob Drift, the Drift King. Heavy damage to that Camaro, and he's just going to have to bite the pillow, if you will. He's going to have to grin and bear it here. Not much he can do. Fast repair already burned. Heavy, significant damage. He's going to need the help of a handful of cautions to try to massage those fenders out to be within range of race-winning conditions. We've seen damaged vehicles go to victory lane in the past. In real-world racing, on the NASCAR side of things, we've seen it happen here on iRacing as well. We'll see if the Drift King can get the job done here tonight with a damaged number 14 Camaro. Pace car in. We're ready to go back. Green flag racing once again to the restart zone. We roll and away we go. Green flag flies once again here from Talladega Super Speedway. And if you look back through the field, you can see just what we were talking about. Some heavy sustained damage from multiple drivers out there in the pack. The 22 of Hunter Morales heading to the high side, trying to work his way around the wounded warrior, Mark Willett, and that little rescue, number 80 machine, as Willett going to drop to the bottom of the racetrack. That's going to leave Pinkelsheimer stuck as the meeting in the middle. Pinkelsheimer trying to get his way to the bottom. Will he drop down there? Yes, he'll take the position away from Mark Ackerman and drop to the bottom of the racetrack. A long train of single file cars. You can see the 18 bailing out. Michael Eden going to let the lead lap cars battle this thing on out. And how about Drift? And job well done. Gotta give credit where credit is due. Pat this man on the back. Came into tonight's race just needing to finish inside of the top 10. Just needing to avoid damage. Just needing to bring home a solid finish. Has been caught up and involved in two to four incidents here tonight. With just nowhere to go, trouble has just seemed to find your points leader. And here we go with less. We're just around the corner from 30 laps to go. And Jacob Drift finds himself sitting in second. Out of 3 and 4 through the triangle, being led by Anthony Handley, the 41, looking good at the front of his field. Big gap back to that second pack. Andrew Moraz kind of in no man's land for the moment, riding on lane and out of wounded number 22 Fast Ford Mustang. You can see that second pack going straight to the top. Right around as they head down the backstretch into turn number 3. Lap number 64 will go on the board this time around. Give us just 30 laps to go. Another driver turning his night around. You can see that 77 of Andrew Moore. Been caught up and involved in a handful of incidents here tonight. We're going to take a look back off of the 31 of Scott Wise, looking at the heavily damaged Gulf Fuel. Number 77 of Andrew Moore inside of this lead pack. A little further back, Al Likens looking back at the 59 of Darren Mack. As you can hear Mack Or as you can hear, Likens jumping way out of the gas, and look at the one that gave the 59. So if you don't think these drivers run it, you don't think they're giving it all they've got, look at this. There's damage on the rear deck lid of your race leader, Anthony Handley. Look at the damage on the 14. Jamie Lord right here. On the outdoor channel number 33, Chevy Camaro sitting in third. Debut race here tonight for that 33, and he wants to make a name for himself, and not for the highlight reels of who's got the best kickflip impressions. 33. Seemingly having a force field around the car. Not a lot of scrapes, not a lot of scratches, or scrapes. There you go. We can get, I promise you, I can get my tongue to cooperate. It's just sometimes that, fumble. Top 10 drivers separating themselves from the field. 2.8 second gap back to your second pack. Here you can see Jim Thorndike, the 96. Right behind the 08 of Greg Thompson. Thompson listed off of the lead lap. Trying to somehow get himself back into contention. 2 laps down. He's going to need the help of caution. He's going to have to keep himself locked in right here in that lucky dog position and hope he doesn't catch a piece of the action, or a piece of the trouble, I should say. Sam Taylor looking to go somewhere. He's going to need some help. Nobody willing to jump out of that single car line. And Brandon Browning, he says, you know what? I'll try my hand at it, but that's only going to slow the run of this second pack down. They were gaining on your top 10. Now they're going to lose a little bit of that ground, a little bit of that time, as side-by-side racing has broke out behind. Meanwhile, back at the front, not much to talk about still. Single file still battling for positions. So here's the question, right? We've seen a handful of cautions, 7 cautions to be exact, throughout the course of tonight's race, rounding at the corner of, just around the corner of 25 laps remaining in tonight's race. Have we seen that final caution? Or will we see late race woes for a handful of these guys? Looks like your top 10, they're willing to race this thing out single file. But the next thing on our list that you gotta visit, you gotta talk about, Anthony Handley leading the race behind the wheel of that Haas Automation's number 41 Fast Ford Mustang. He was last to pit road on lap 48, 21 laps ago. He's gonna have to hit pit road here in the next 5 to 10 laps. The field lined up behind him, last to pit road, lap 57. They're gonna have to get to pit road before the end of tonight's race as well. So green flag pit stops looming in the air. Will it happen? Will it all go down? Or will we see another caution flag put an end to this long green flag run? Dylan Picklesheimer trying his hand. Top of the racetrack behind the wheel of that number 12 Dent Wizard Ford Mustang. We told you he needed a dent doctor earlier tonight. Well, he had a body panel surgeon down there in the pin box. Has got that 12. Looking good once again. Slowly but surely gaining, climbing his way. The battle for the race lead. Running up on the tail end of a lap machine up at the top of the racetrack. We'll go side by side for second. Picklesheimer looks for the race lead. Ooh, close they touch. A little bit too close for comfort if you ask me. Picklesheimer and Likens gonna make that high side work. Look at a drop to the bottom. Not gonna clear the 94. Not gonna clear. And well, doing what any good draft mate would do. Leaving you hanging on the high side. Dylan Picklesheimer to hang his buddy out to dry. The Home Depot GMC Goodrich. Number 94, Val Likens helped him get him to the front. Got him there. It is. See you later, Lucy. He's going to leave him behind on that high side. Gap opening up on the bottom of the racetrack. 38's got to check up just a little bit here. That's going to stack up the field at the bottom of the racetrack. And while all this racing action has happened and continued at the front of this field, that second pack that we talked about has been able to close in. They've gained some time. They've knocked off about a second of that disadvantage. If they can continue to stay single file, they may be able to run these guys down. But again, the big question is, when are these guys going to come to pit road? They've got to come to pit road. There's no way they're stretching the fuel 40 laps. 50 laps for Anthony Handler. Well, not quite 50 laps, but damn near. Wait, can we say that, guys? Or is that on the list? Or okay, I've got everybody over here in the production booth just kind of looking over me like, really, Dave? You just said that? Well, I mean, it's not on the notepad. What do you want from me? Anyways, we're gonna keep it going here. Hopefully, we don't hear from any of those pesky FCC guys and all that kind of nonsense. We'll deal with them if we got to, but nonetheless, back to the action on the racetrack just around the corner from 20 laps to go, lurking in the background. You can see Thorndike, Mraz, all lined up with each other. 4 or 5 drivers making some headway, trying to run down this lead 9-car pack. And it's actually going to fall to an 8-car pack. We apologize. 8 cars now breaking away at the front of the field, beginning to run down Zach Halanen just off in front of him. So what do you got, race fans? What do you got for me? Are we going to see the kick flip? Are we going to see a switch foot? I could go on and on with the skateboard references if I needed to. We all know what we're talking about. These guys, when it happens big. And tonight, we've seen a handful of drivers giving us their best Simone Biles impressions, flipping, tumbling all across the track. We've had some guys get NASA bound here tonight as well. Fortunately enough, all the fans in the stands have stayed safe. These drivers have remained ready to race. And with less than 20 laps to go, let's give you back a little bit of house cleaning. 30 drivers took to the field here tonight. We have still got 24 out on the track. Only 19 remain on the lead lap. And we're going to check in. And we don't have to go far to check in with them. Jacob Drift playing the wheel of that Drift King number 14 Chevy Camaro came into tonight's race sitting 46 points. ahead in the 4-week mini-season Gen 6 run. And right now doing exactly what needs to be done. He can give up a little ground. He doesn't have to be too racy here to secure that championship. But everybody knows as a race car driver, sometimes you get caught up in the heat of the moment, right? You're battling up near the front of the field. You remember, you're here to win races. That's why you climb in the car. You don't climb in the car to come home 3rd, 5th, 9th, 13th. You don't come to the track to point your way into a championship. You don't come to the track to point your way throughout the race. You come to race to win. That's why you climb in the car. We'll drift, throw caution to the wind, and go after that race win. Or will the crew chiefs and spotters be in his ear? Hey buddy, listen, ain't no need for all that nonsense. We're in a good position here. Big gap back to that second pack. You can fall back here if we need to. Let's just finish this thing off and walk away with a mini-season championship. Set ourselves up for a good celebration as we look forward to a 2 weeks off with the holidays coming up. I mean, if I'm the crew chief and I'm telling him, there it is, pit road. There it is. Green flag pit stops underway. Sorry, we got a little bit excited there. We knew they were coming. We knew they had to come to pit road. That 8-car lead pack is going to be whittled down to 3, and Picklesheimer's left all alone. This could be a huge impact on how the last 15 laps of this race pan out. You got a 2-car tandem behind Hal Likens and Gregory Thurlow, the 94 and the 38, working with each other. About 7 drivers to pit road last time around. Jacob Drift is going to lead the drivers off of pit road, so the 14 may have found a way to not only walk away with the championship, but he very well may be setting himself up for yet another race-winning performance. The Sam Taylor going to keep that 88 out on the track as Picklesheimer, Likens, and Thurlow all to pit road this time on. We're still awaiting 9 drivers to pit road for their final green flag stop. Still staying out on the track, the 33 of Jamie Lord, he's going to fall off of the lead lap now. The 33 has ran very well here tonight in his debut. Behind the wheel of that Outdoors Channel number 33 machine, just has lost his way at the end of tonight's race and unfortunately falling off of the lead lap. All ready to pit road for the final time, but you can see the damage on the front end has just caught him out. No drafting partners, no dancing partners in sight. Just a tough break for Lord in that 33 Chevy Camaro. Not going to walk away with the finish that he pretty much deserves. He's ran very well all night. The 64 of William Britton looking a little bit impatient behind the wheel of that Pfizer machine. The 88, Sam Taylor, holding down the front of the field for the time being. Drivers continuing to stretch this green flag run, and you know, I always try to think of pit strategies, right? I'm always working that side route, and I just don't see it, right? I don't see a way for these drivers to make it to the end. saving fuel or not, you're not saving that much. It's just going to be impossible. A pretty amazing feat here. If I must say so myself, going to cross the line this time around with just 12 laps to go. Drivers have been out on the track for about 26 laps now. So to go 38 laps on a tank of fuel, it ain't happening. You know what? I'm gonna double down on that one and pray to God the dealer doesn't have blackjack, because I just don't see it happening. I don't see him getting it done. We have had some developments with the drivers that have come to pit road. Back up to speed. Scott Wise, the 31 GMC Goodwrench, Chevy Camaro. Gonna put Anthony Handley one lap down. Handley with a pit road penalty laid here tonight. Speeding on the entry to pit road will take away a fine finish for that 41. And what happened to Jacob Drift? No trouble on pit road, but now he's flying back in some traffic. There you can see him trying to work with the 27 of Dusty White. About 7 seconds back from Thurlow. Drift. Just no pun intended here. Drift just kind of drifted out of the picture. Anyways, we're going to continue this green flag run. Let's watch the drivers at the front of the field. When will they head to pit road? Just 10 laps remain as they head halfway down the backstretch. These guys continue to try to prove me wrong here tonight. Why has everybody got to prove Dave wrong, right? It's like they hear it and then they set out to do it. They hear me sitting here. I know a handful of them have got their crew chiefs watching the broadcast here tonight, trying to see if they can't pick apart the strategy of their fellow drivers. And I promise you, they've got to be listening, and the crew chiefs has got to be telling them, man, he doesn't think we can do it. We're going to do it. We can make it. We can do it. Mark Ackerman dropping off the pace just a little bit here. And there it is, front of the field to pit road. Told you so. That's all I got to say. Told you. Whoa, boy. Trouble in the 50. Oh, my gosh. Big trouble to pit road. The Home Depot number 93 machine, he's going to need some help from the pros to get that thing straightened back out. The 64 Pfizer machine into his pit box. The second pack of drivers to pit road. Now that's going to turn over the race lead to the 31 of Scott Wise. Wise leading this small group of drivers around the track. The 41 of Anthony Handley listed one lap down. And there it is, Scott Wise to the front. New race leader with just 8 laps to go. Perseverance. Patience. On the whiteboard for Andrew Moore. Waiting to burn that quick fix, that fast repair until the final stop. And here he is. End of the race in both Scott Wise and Andrew Moore. Clean cars and a clean track out front. So the three-car breakaway at the front of the field includes one lap machine. Anthony Handley listed as the lucky dog back in the 19th position, one lap down. Jim Thorndike finishing out your podium drivers, sitting back just about 4 seconds back. Has 3 to 4 drivers in tow with him. Let's take a look right here at Thorndike. He's got Moraz, Picklesheimer, Thurlow all in line. The 08 of Greg Thompson in the mix as well. Your U.S. Veterans pole sitter here tonight finds himself off of the lead lap still. And where's your points leader, Jacob Drift? There you can see the 14 machine just kind of hanging out right here with Al Likens. I don't think he needs to pick up the position. We've speculated all night. Has to finish inside of the top 10. But with where his fellow competitors are running, unless William Britton somehow finds a magical pace behind the wheel of that Pfizer number 64 Ford Mustang, Jacob Drift will be crowned the Gen 6 mini-season champion here with the Masters of the Draft. You're watching the National Association for Stock Car Virtual Racing on iRacing.com. Race leaders receive the high five from the boss man to the flag stand. Just 5 laps remain here from Talladega Super Speedway. Want to take this time while we've got a little bit of an opportunity on our hands to thank each and every one of the sponsors that make things happen here with the National Association for Stock Car Virtual Racing. Want to give a big shout out to Buster's Corners. Big shout out as well to the Little Rescue Towing Company, Wise Graphics, Beef Jerky Unlimited. Gotta give a big shout out to Butt Kicker. Their haptic transducers put every bump beneath your butt. That's why they call it Butt Kicker. No, I'm just kidding. Feel all the things that you've just been missing out, whether it's the bumps in the track or the air blowing by your hair. The future is feeling Butt Kicker. Feel what you've been missing. Big shout out as well to Tommy and Brian over there at Dale Earnhardt Chevrolet, the original Intimidator spot located in Newton, North Carolina. You can find yourself some great deals on some new and used cars. Have myself a brand new, oh, we've got trouble on the backstretch. 59 with trouble. He's off of the racetrack, so we're going to stay green flag racing here. Got myself a beautiful 2023 Trailblazer sitting in the driveway. Can't be happier with that purchase. Stop by the souvenir shop on your way out. That's DaleEarnhardtChevrolet.com. Off of 4 back through the Tri-Oval, popsicle sticks on display for race leader Scott Wise. Just 2 laps to go. 5 miles of racing action remain. Long green flag run to end the night here tonight. And can Wise walk away with his first win on the season. Less than 5 miles of racing action remain through 3 and 4. It's a 3-car breakaway at the front, but a 2-car tango. A 4-year checkered flag. As they come through the Tri-Oval, a white flag flies. Final lap here tonight from Talladega Super Speedway for the Masters of the Draft Gen 6 Championship 250. These Cup Series drivers have put their skills to the test for 4 weeks behind these Gen 6 machines. Wise going to come out on top here tonight, or potentially Andrew Moore could steal this thing away, but Jacob Drift will solidify that season championship through 3 and 4 for the final time. Coming back across the stripe. Here it is. Here we go to the finish. Coming just into the pincher, Andrew Moore not gonna make a move, and across the line, checkered flag flies. Scott Wise is gonna walk away with the race win here tonight behind the wheel of his GM. See good wrench service plus number 31 machine. A little bit of a tire donut on that driver door, but gets the job done. Early trouble couldn't keep him at a victory lane, and Wise, for the first time here tonight, walks away. Your race winner, the Illinois native, going to get the job done and head off into the holiday with a bit of momentum on his side. And has anybody told him the race was over? Scott Wise having a little gamesmanship down there with the 41 of Anthony Handley. Going to turn the car around now, have himself a little bit of post-race celebration to give the fans in the stands a smoke show here tonight from Talladega. Job well done. We're going to step away for just a brief commercial break, get things set up and ready to go for your post-race interviews. Don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back. Back trackside at the conclusion of tonight's Championship 250 right here from Talladega Super Speedway. What a race, what a night. We had a lot of things going on. We had a lot of drivers giving us their best X Games impressions, but that's going to lead us excuse me, that's going to lead us right in to these post-race interviews. Let's see if we can't dial up and have a few words with the man that walked away in victory lane here tonight behind the wheel of that 31 machine. Scott, it's Dave. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. How you doing tonight?
Oh, man, I'm doing good. I mean, maybe not quite as good as you walking away with a race win. Finally getting the job done, man. How good does it feel to finally get that monkey off your back?
It feels awesome after having so many close calls. I've been leading the white flag lap half a dozen races this year to finally close the deal. It's awesome, especially with my teammate right behind me. This one's good, and getting the good wrench car back in victory lane on top of it.
Yeah, there a lot of things kind of just culminated and came together for you here tonight. Even though we've got ourselves a 2-week little layoff before we head into the Xfinity cars, does this give you any confidence moving forward? Will there be any momentum that you can possibly carry over that far away?
I would like to think so. Car's been good all year. The only real blip I felt as far as being able to drive the car was the 87 block. All the other cars we got on the schedule, I'm very confident in my ability to drive. I'm very confident in my teammates' ability to drive, so we can get we can keep rolling with our momentum for the year. Um, kind of needed it. This felt good. Finally being able to close one out.
Well, it's always good to get that little bit of a reminder that, hey, I can get the job done. I mean, we've seen you in seasons past be able to get to victory lane. This year's took you a little bit longer to get there, but I expect it's going to be, or not going to be the final time that we have a chance to talk to you in victory lane. So before we let you spray the champagne and have a little bit of celebrations with the fans in the stands and the rest of the media here surrounding us in victory lane, would you like to give any shout-outs, thank yous, love yous, maybe thank anybody back home or at the race shop?
First of all, I gotta thank you for putting on a great show for us. Appreciate everything you do. Got to thank my teammates. We've been working amazing all season, getting the pit stops coordinated, working well together. Got to thank my family for supporting us. Got to thank the rest of the drivers in the league. It's a talented group, and it just got to keep the momentum rolling.
Well, man, we wish you the best moving forward from here. Before we do let you go, though, and turn you loose, I want to just send a special holidays season to you. I'm getting sidetracked here. I've got about 5 things rolling through my head, and they're not coming out all like they should. But nonetheless, man, Scott, you know how it is out there on the track. You're beating and banging. Things happened. Finally able to get the job done. Until we meet again, my friend, as always, stay safe and keep it fast.
Yeah, will do, sir. Appreciate it, and you have a good Thanksgiving yourself.
All right, well, there you have it. Final few words from the man that walks away in victory lane for the first time this season. Finally going to break through and get that monkey off his back. Scott Wise going to put that 31 into victory lane. And that's going to do it for the post-race show this week. We're going to come to you live from Atlanta Motor Speedway in 2 weeks. We're going to talk to a handful of the drivers in happy hour before they climb into the cars for qualifying, get a little feel for how they're feeling about the final 8 weeks in this long Masters of the Draft season. So what a run, what a race here tonight from Talladega Super Speedway as the producers have hit those buttons in the background. You know the sounds, you know it's time for us to run down tonight's unofficial race results. The Championship 250 for the Masters of the Draft. The National Association of Stock Car Virtual Racing top spot checkered flag belongs to the 31 of Scott Wise. Andrew Moore going to come home in second, with Andrew Mraz finishing out your podium drivers tonight. The 96 of Jim Thorndike led a handful of laps, but will finish in fourth. Gregory Thurlow going to work his way to fifth. Sliding home 6th here tonight behind the wheel of that number 12 machine is Dylan Picklesheimer. Mark Ackerman going to park the Monster Energy machine back in 7th. William Britton in 8th. Sam Taylor comes home in 9th. The 3 of Joe Wells going to finish out your top 10. Al Likens back at 11th. Zach Halanen in 12th. Jacob Drift going to bring the 14 machine home in 13th and secure that Gen 6 championship. Anthony Handley back in 14th. Mark Willett in 15th. Bowman Pendergrass 16th, 17th here tonight from Talladega. Debut race for Jamie Lord in the 33. He'll finish 17th. Brandon Browning in 18th, 19th tonight from the track belongs to Greg Thompson. Dusty White back in 20th. Larry Browning in 21st. Michael Eden, Darren Mack, Daryl Johnson, and David Dew round out your top 25, 26 tonight to Travis Gilbert, Dakota Bailey, 27th, 28th to Landon Lacey, Patrick Langley, and Richard Smith finish out the 30-car field here tonight. So with all that being said, big shout out to all of the sponsors throughout this entire season so far. If you haven't already, race fans, join us in that push to 4,000 subscribers. Show these drivers a love. Drop that thumbs up, click subscribe, smash the bell over there on the right-hand side to get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. From myself, Dame of the Cave, and everybody else back at the Turn 3 headquarters, we do appreciate each and every one of you. Each and every time you stop by, have a safe and happy holidays. Stay safe, stay loved, my friends, and until next time, we'll meet ya in Turn 3.